Chris the Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? First, I'm gonna give a big shout out to one of my favorite YouTube boxing channels. I have quite a few of them, but he's definitely one of my favorites, man. Boxing Beats and Rhymes. I seen this video on his page first. You know, I listened to what he had to say. Then I went over the boxing scene and just did some research for myself. But it says here, WBC president hopes Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua happens. All right. Mauricio Sulaiman. Let me read some quotes from him, and I'm going to chop it up and give you my opinion about it, okay? Sulaiman told Sky Sports in an exclusive interview, he says, absolutely, Joshua is a very important fighter for the WBC. He fought for the WBC international title, and the WBC was the first organization to rank him. We understand that he had a great opportunity to challenge for another organization, the IBF. He was WBC #2 at the time. We wish him the best. He's one of the greatest fighters out there and is the future of boxing. The winner of Berman Stavern and Alexander Povetkin is supposed to fight Wilder when Wilder is ready. So we would see how medical treatment is going, and first we'll have the championship fight, then we'll go from there. But I'm excited to see Joshua fight for the WBC title. Okay, those were his words. And I believe he fought, I want to say, was it the Dillian White fight that he fought for the WBC international title? I could be wrong. You know, it's kind of hard keeping up with these minor titles, the WBC silver title and all the little minor titles, but I believe he fought Dillian White for it. But anyways, yes, I do remember those rankings, and Joshua was rated very highly. Now, obviously, Deontay Wilder is out with an injury. They say he's going to be back sometime, maybe March, April, somewhere in there. Now, I've had this discussion with a lot of fans about who Deontay Wilder should fight when he comes back from his injury. A lot of fans feel as if, hey, man, Deontay Wilder's coming off injury. He should be fighting somebody, probably the lower half of the top 15, Derek Chisora type of fighter, somebody like that, because he's coming off injury. And my thing about that is, yes, he is coming off injury, and usually for any other situation, that, is something that could happen. But to me, this situation is unique with Wilder because this is his third hand surgery on his hand. I just think he's going to have his right hand is just going to be pretty brittle, man, throughout his career. Now, when I say brittle, I'm not saying this dude hits like a girl or nothing. Deontay Wilder has one of the highest KO percentages at heavyweight division. He's a bad man right now in this current landscape of heavyweights, man. So I'm not disrespecting when I say his hands are brittle, but shit, man, you got 3 surgeries on it. Something, you know what I mean? You're having problems with it. And he's going to come back and wear that, from what he said in the interview, that he's going to wear the Everlast Power Lock glove. It's kind of a orthopedic glove with extra cushioning padding in it for punchers. So I think now with all that said, that's why I think he should just come back and fight the mandatory. And if God can bless us with a unification fight to try to get this division, we can have an undisputed champion. I'm all for that. And I'm going to stay consistent with the way I think. Undisputed takes precedent over everything, in my opinion. I know some of you have favorite fighters that are rated #1 or the mandatory by these different, the 4 different sanctioning bodies. So you want to see your guy get his title shot. I understand that. But for me, undisputed over everything. Even if it's a guy that's been waiting for his mandatory shot for 5 years, maybe it's unjust, maybe, but to me, I just love unification, undisputed, call me old school, but that's just what I like, man. So Wilder, he could come back and he could fight the winner out of Stavern and my man Povetkin for that WBC interim title. And if that takes place first, so be it. But Wilder was calling out Anthony Joshua, man. He wanted to fight. This was before he fought Ariola and he hurt his hand. You guys remember, man, I did videos on it. It's all over the internet. You can pull up articles. I'm not making it up. Wilder was calling out Joshua for a fight in December. This December, he was calling him out. Hey, man, we should unify, and he wanted to fight him. So Wilder has been calling out Joshua. I definitely want to see this fight, man. And I did a video months ago, before the Areola fight, like months ago, where I was asking a lot of fans, hey, who do you think is going to be, when it's all said and done, when it's all, you know, when the smoke clears? And I'm not necessarily talking about guys who are undefeated at the end of the road, but just who do you think at the end of the road is going to be the two fighters that make this generation's just mega fight? Now, don't get me wrong. There are some very good fights that can be made with this heavyweight division. You can mix and match a lot of these fights, man, and come up with some good fights. Even guys who aren't title holders. Jennings versus Hay, to me, that'd be a good fight. Pulev versus Parker. Even if you want to pull one of the title holders, Tyson Fury versus Wilder, that'd be a good fight. You know, Joshua versus Fury, Joshua versus Povetkin. I mean, you can mix and match all these guys. But I was asking the fans, who do they think, when it's all said and done, is going to be the fight? And I said this was my prediction. Some of you may, you know, have different fighters, but for me, it was Deontay Wilder versus Joshua. At heavyweight, I think at the heavyweight division, that's going to be the fight. I could be wrong, but if we're guessing and speculating, I think that's going to be the fight. Obviously, I know Fury's the man to beat Klitschko, and so I know that. But if we're just speculating, just guessing, I'm going to say Wilder versus Joshua. So to hear this news from the WBC that this is a fight that they want to make, whoa, got caught off track. I'm looking at these rankings. I see Ian Lewison is rated number 15 by the WBO. I know he's him and Dillian White were talking about fighting, but it's like, how in the hell did Ian Lewison? Nothing against him, you know, congrats for him, but it's like, huh? How did he get a WBO? Okay, but anyways, that's the fight that I want to see, and I'm glad the WBC spoke about it, and they're voicing their opinion about that fight, and they know the magnitude of a fight like that. I think it can get made, man. I think Showtime can get it made. I'm sure Hearn will work with Heyman, and we know that Joshua has fought on Showtime. The Charles Martin, Dominic Brazil fights were on Showtime for us American fans to see. Joshua and Wilder would be a mega fight. It'd be a huge fight, man. So I'm glad the WBC is on board with this, you know, but right now we have to play the waiting game. You know, nothing's going to happen overnight. We have to wait for Wilder to come back from injury, first of all. So, but just the fact that WBC said something about it is great, you know. So, shouts out the boxing scene for the article and Sky Sports and everything. And shouts out to my man Boxing Beats and Rhymes. I'm out.